What's up, guys? Welcome back. So, today we're going to jump into a video I wanted to talk about a couple weeks ago, but it's taking me some time. I've been trying to rearrange my Bunkers and Badasses room. Obviously, everything you see in the background here is usually what it looks like, usually, but I had a bunch of board game pieces, so I had a bunch of like Warhammer and Wolfenstein, stuff like that. All these games that I bought, I got them for the miniatures inside so that I can put them into my Bunkers and Badasses campaign. There's a lot going on with that too. Um, some changes here and there. I have to switch groups and restart basically, depending on what happens with my original game group. But with all that set aside, I'll get into another video maybe talking about the Bunkers and Badasses room setup, how I just rearranged it. I recently got Redfall. Now, please don't just dislike this video because I'm even talking about Redfall. I got Redfall because there's a lot of comparisons between Redfall and Borderlands. Like, a lot of people thought that if you really liked Borderlands, then you would possibly like Redfall. And I wouldn't say that Redfall is an awful game. I think that it got a lot of bad rep for just being the first, I guess, Xbox exclusive game coming out. Now, I'm not an Xbox player anymore. I stopped playing after the 360, basically. When Xbox One came out, I kind of was and then I switched back to PlayStation. So I was always mainly a PlayStation player. I just never had a PlayStation 3. So I had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I skipped 3, and then I got a 4, and now I have a PlayStation 5. Recently, I got my Steam Deck. So with the Steam Deck, I said, you know what? There are some titles that are coming to Xbox that are obviously coming to the PC as well. So a lot of times they'll come to Steam. Redfall did, of course, come to Steam. I waited a day after its release. Now, by that point, it's already gotten horrible reviews. Like, it's been trashed and just thrown around as the worst game ever made. So I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a try, see how bad it is. Now, my experience with Redfall is that I didn't get any bugs. I don't know why I didn't get any bugs. There's a lot of times, a lot of videos that I've seen where people are seeing an NPC standing, and then right next to it is the same NPC like T-posing, and I'm like, I never actually dealt with that. Maybe that's a PC thing. I don't know. Maybe it's happening more on Xbox. I don't know. But I mainly got Redfall because everybody was talking about how it is a looter shooter, just like Borderlands, and you can of course get variant guns. So you'll get like your commons, your uncommons, your rare guns, and your legendaries. But I think the legendaries are called something different in Redfall. They still are like yellow gold. So I tried it out. I do like Redfall for what it is. I do like the setting. I am a horror fan, so I'm a big 80s horror fan, actually. Like, my favorite movies are actually The Monster Squad and The Lost Boys. Lost Boys is probably my number one movie out of them all. The Monster Squad, if you haven't seen it, is a great 80s movie. It's fun. You basically have kids versus all of the iconic Universal monsters. So you got like I got a poster up here actually. Let me see if I can just turn it to just boom. That's the Monster Squad right there. I just got that poster for my birthday. My mom got me a card for Amazon, so I just ordered that. Yeah, so you got Frankenstein, the Mummy, Dracula, Wolfman, and the Swamp, the creature from Black Lagoon, I guess. So you got all the iconic monsters there. So I am a huge horror fan. So the fact that this game, Redfall, was based in Massachusetts, which is really cool. The setting is really cool. I think that the art in the game is pretty good. and the fact that it's an island in Massachusetts that's basically uh, overrun by vampires that basically put a wall up of water around you so you can't really escape. Um, I like what they were trying to do with it. Um, the comparisons with Borderlands, though, I don't know, because I noticed that with Redfall, there was a lot of spots where you knew exactly where to get legendaries, and there's ways around getting multiple versions and multiple hits of the same spot if you know what you're doing. Basically, like quitting out the game real quick, loading back in, going to the same spot. So it's cool. I got all the characters leveled up. I've been playing. Um, what the fuck is his name? Basically, the guy that has the bird, and he does a lot of sniper kind of stuff. I don't really do much sniper, but his sniper ability is pretty OP. You can just basically just hone in on people and just kill vampires like that. Um, but I got this because I wanted to scratch that itch for like my Borderlands fix while we're kind of down on Borderlands content. It was okay. I'm not saying it's a horrible game, but it's definitely not going to scratch that itch for a Borderlands title. And that's because with Borderlands, you have so many guns and there's so many open world areas. And you can always go back to those areas in Borderlands. So if you want to hit one area for a story or whatever, and then you move on to the next spot, you can always go back to those areas in Borderlands. In Redfall, halfway through your game, you have a point where you can go to the next part of the island, which is the second half. Once you go to that second half, you cannot return to the first half. And they have like a new game plus, but it's just basically a harder difficulty that you unlock. You do carry things over, but you can't just go back and forth between the maps. So to me, I feel like if they kind of fix certain bugs that people are seeing in the game, and then they add more guns, they add, um, I feel like it could be a good game, but I don't think that it's quite there in a Borderlands scale. And I think they were just kind of spreading the word that it's either like Borderlands or Far Cry just to get the hype behind the game, because there's a lot of people that love Borderlands. Obviously, my channel revolves around it now, and Wonderlands. And then there's a lot of people that really enjoy Far Cry too. So there's a big fan base there. I just think that if you want a Borderlands fucking experience, play Borderlands, because that's you're not going to miss out on that experience. They are the ones that initially did it in the first place. They got it going. Of course, it was a hit or miss with 3. I enjoyed 3, but you might have not enjoyed 3. Wonderlands, I think, is a great game. Yeah, the paid content or the post content that came out, I don't want to even call it DLC because it is very small DLC. Um, yeah, that kind of sucked because we were expecting DLC like we got in Borderlands titles. Um, but with Wonderlands Redux, if you're playing on PC, download Wonderlands Redux because they have added so many things that you could do even with the DLCs that did come out. You use them souls in order to spawn in. So you go through the DLC, you gather up the souls, and you bring that currency over and you spawn in all of the bosses that they added in with Redux. And you can also fight Vesper here, who was basically a secret boss that they put in. You got to kind of find her statue to activate her fight. She's the ringmaster. You can fight her as well, which people were really wanting to do with the DLCs after they all came out. They thought that maybe that was a thing. It wasn't, obviously, but we got it with the Redux mod. So if you are a PC player and you're looking for that experience, just download Wonderlands Redux and not really worry about Redfall until they either fix a lot of the issues or add more content to it to make it better. Also, the Redux team just announced their next update, which is coming out next, I think it's next Saturday, which is the 27th, I think. That's going to be a beast. They're adding more shit to Wonderlands Redux. And I can only expect more and more. And I want to make an actual video for the Redux because there's a lot of things that I think that we would like to see. And I just want to make a video kind of, asking the Redux team if they can add certain things. Because I have some ideas for Wonderlands Redux that maybe was a hit or miss with them, but there's some things that you can do in Wonderlands that stops at a certain point and then you never go back to that thing. And I just think that if we got that daily, it would be really cool. But I don't want to talk about too much of that right now because that is for another video. But yeah, guys, if you played Redfall, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of it. I didn't think it was an awful game. I just think that there's a lot of improvement that needs to be made there. And I wouldn't quite say that it is like a Borderlands title. Yes, you got the different rarity guns, but there's not enough guns in this game to basically call it a Borderlands-esque game. I can't do that. I just can't do that. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.